Ever since the Steam Deck picked up where the Nintendo Switch left off, we've been seeing an increasing number of PC gaming handhelds from what we can call the biggest names in the business. With an impressive roster like the ROG Ally, Lenovo Legion Go, or the MSI Claw, it's evident that PC players take a weird sense of pride in taking their games with them as they go. With that, Zotac has also thrown in the towel, and it's allegedly building up to be in line with the best handheld consoles out there. Does it mean the ROG Ally has even more to worry about now? How is Zotac approaching this situation? And as gamers, what kind of benefits are we about to get? Like most other PC gaming handhelds, and what seems to be the norm right about now, the zotac-gaming-zone prefers running itself on Windows 11. Now this is interesting, as this can be a double-edged sword and be treated as a curse and a blessing at the same time, especially when you compare this to the more streamlined SteamOS, which is a hard competition to beat. Now Windows, as we all know, is far from a perfect operating system and can be clunky to use from time to time. To negate that, Zotac has come up with their own launcher they like to call One Launcher, and oddly enough, it feels similar to Armory Crate found on the ROG Ally. Besides finding and opening the games, you can utilize it to adjust the Zotac Gaming Zone settings fairly easily. The top of the device holds volume buttons alongside a USB 4 port, a headphone jack, and a power button. And the ring around the device's left joystick can also be utilized to make a quick volume adjustment. Now, if that wasn't surprising enough, the right joystick, in a very intuitive manner, can be utilized to scroll through menus. The functionality of these rings is supposed to be customizable to your own liking and preference. And honestly, we can't be happier regarding a quality of life choice that oddly no other company has tried to implement before. The ROG Ally, on the other hand, comes with customizable LED on the thumbsticks, which looks as good as they sound. And with that comes probably one of our favorite features on the ROG Ally, the Armory Crate SE. This nifty program is easily accessible from the press of a button, and its objective is to act as a hub that can customize everything, from the color of the joysticks to the overall button mapping. And even more surprisingly, the layout feels much less convoluted in comparison to the Steam Deck itself. The design also looks like it took a lot of inspiration from Steam Deck, what with its symmetrical joysticks and dual trackpad design. The layout of the Start, Select, and other function buttons, as you can see, is eerily similar. In comparison, the ROG Ally comes with a clean and somewhat reserved design for a ROG product, as the whole body is crafted out of two pieces of hard plastic shell for the front and the back. However, there's one big difference between the Zotac Gaming Zone and the current big league handheld consoles, which is the camera. In another surprising turn of events that we thought would have been employed by now, Zotac put a front-facing camera on the top left of its 7-inch Full HD AMOLED screen. Potential live streaming solution from a handheld gaming PC? Sign us up. Around the back, we can see a big vent, two buttons that should be remappable, and a kickstand, which is yet another quality-of-life thing you won't find in the ROG Ally, or any modern gaming handheld console for that matter, except the Lenovo Legion Go. Now, Zotac doesn't stop there and added trigger stops as yet another first in the handheld gaming console. While it doesn't get the job done as the modernized controllers, you can cut off their actuation points in half to make the console a lot better for first-person shooters. Wonder what they'd feel like in a driving game like Forza Horizon 5. Finally, at the bottom, we have another USB 4 port and a microSD card reader, which makes it a full package. For the controls, ROG Ally, on the other hand, for something similar to the Xbox wireless controller with that familiar ABXW design, with dedicated buttons for ASUS software features. For a dock, Zotac already has a first-party one available for the Zotac Gaming Zone, which can be purchased separately as an optional accessory. The docking station comes with pretty much all the ports you need along with a nifty trick. You see, around the back of the dock, you'll find USB-A, USB-C, Ethernet, and a hardwired USB-C port that you can use to dock the device. There's also an additional USB-A port on the side that's perfect if you prefer to use a wired controller while the console is docked. Flipping the dock over, you can see a compartment to install an M.2 SSD, which lets you upgrade your storage for more games if you happen to fill up Zotac's internal 512 gigabytes of SSD. For the Ally, you'll get a single USB-C 3.2 Gen 2 port, which is a part of a larger ROG XG mobile interface. The C port comes with support for data, power, and Ethernet, as well as video output through DisplayPort 1.4 connectivity through the right adapters. If you feel like going for a dock, you can with an aftermarket USB dock with multiple ports or Asus's very own Asus ROG XG mobile unit. Now do keep in mind that the console is far from a finished device, and it might take a while for Zotac to make a commercial release. The specs aren't finalized as well and are prone to change any day, and that goes the same for the color scheme of the console. It's expected to cost around $700 to $800 with a launch as early as August, and we're planning on getting one for ourselves, so stay tuned.